Well, hello, friends. How are you doing today? I was doing pretty good till the last recording of this episode crashed. Game crash. And I have all the recording, but I'm going to have to redo all of the game stuff, so I thought, well, I'll just record it anyway. Or re-record it. So, let's see what we got going on today. First things first, we should always check our animals. That hurt. Would have if it had been in real life. Okay. Let's come over here. The food is okay. We can go a little while with that. Let's check animals. And we are looking for the limousines. Average, very bad, bad. Limousine bulls, good, very bad, very bad, very bad. All right. No cows. No cows from the dealer today. Let's go down here and check this. All right. We'll have new ones coming soon. But let's see if we can find anything. We're just trying to get the herd built up. Bad, average, very bad, extremely bad, extremely good. Okay. Very bad, extremely bad, extremely bad. Wow, these choices were a lot different first time around. I don't know if it randomizes it or just exactly what it does, but I'm pretty sure I bought a calf or two and at least 2 or 3 sheep here, but we got what we got. Okay, and we go. No. Let's see, we need to go over here. I'm confused now. There we go. All right, that is the one we just bought. Do we have any others? That we need names. Well, actually, that's the one we just bought. Interesting. Okay. We'll begin to do some herd management later. Okay, so if you remember from last time, we cleared out the trees here and back there, and it looks like we have quite a bit of clothing here for sale. Great. We can make some money off of that. Let's see, when's a good time to sell? When is the best time to sell clothes? In November, and we are in June. Not too far away. We'll have plenty of clothes. We have lots of wood beams, plus plenty of wood left to be processed, and plenty of hay. Now let's run down and take a look at what we got going on down here by the sawmill. And then we'll need to get started on that pasture. How's everybody doing today? I hope y'all are doing good. I'm doing okay myself. Now let's see. This is our little biomass heating plant. It's generating electricity. Oh, and it is out of materials. So let's go over here and get our tractor. Oh, not that tractor. Where is it? That tractor. It's got the front end loader. Let's see. How much does it take again? Oh, it doesn't say there. Let's see. 16,000 liters of wood chips. $16,000 liters of wood chips. What am I doing? Okay, we got one 3,000 liter, and then 6. We'll go with 2 more. And let's get these in here and get this going. We need this running so that it will produce electricity and sell it back to the electric company so that we get money. Then we'll take the wood beams down and sell those and see what we can get for those. And then whoa, I guess that's weighs quite a bit. Alright. This one, if this one disappears, then we'll need to get one more. Not sure that it will. And let's see. Oh, yep. But we need one more. I kind of thought we might need it. Just one more. All right. Yep, that one will not be because it fills it up. Oh, great. Very good. Very good. Eventually, we're going to move all of this out of the way, but for now. All right, let's go and get the truck and trailer. And let's go and take those wood beams to sell. Let's see how much money we can get for that. Good old trusty farm truck. I think I noticed last time, it may have been off camera, but I think I noticed that there must have been an update for this trailer because it was having some issues with the it was having some issues with how about that? Is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 12, 13, 14. Yep, I think that's all of them. All right. But the straps were like hanging off the front. Yeah, a couple of straps across the front up there and stuff. I don't know what was going on. Whoa, Nelly. We got to be careful. All right. Now we are going to get these sold, and then I'm not 100% sure. Earlier I did a little checking to see if I could find out, and maybe if you know, you could put it in the comments and let me know for sure. But I don't know if mulching with precision farming improves anything or not. I know without precision farming it does. And so I want to do everything I can for my alfalfa field, since it's going to be our main alfalfa field, to bring it into the best shape that we can. So I'm going to try to do everything possible. $17 and $34. Oh, we're up to 132,000 now. Not too shabby. The money will slow down a little bit once we get the empty the wood out of the sawmill, and then we'll take the wood chips that are in there and put them in the biomass plant. I did the wood chipping mainly because, well, I was getting tired of cutting trees, and I didn't want to make this about forestry. And then I felt like it was generating a little too much money, but when you're getting started, you need as much money as you can get. And that particular mod, which is one of my favorite sawmill mods, it does work a little too fast, I guess. And you can tone it down with the productivity mod if you're on PC. But, oop, I'm the culprit now. All right. Now, didn't mean for that to happen. Forgot that I had it on auto load. Now, I've been using this guy right here, and I used it in the first recording. But I forget that it has this offset that keeps coming up. And I don't know why. And so I was thinking of trying something else. I'm pretty sure it's not one in the sale here. Now that's just a disc harrow. Okay. What I am thinking is I'll say this every time. I wish it would save these. Now this guy right here. See, this is the one we've got. And the other guy's a little cheaper. What is this one? That one goes 6 to 12. That's different. That one says 320 horsepower. And what does my Massey has 300. Okay, well, so it could do that. I think well, you can always do that. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that. You can always use that for doing some contracts to help out. And we can sell that one. We just want to make sure that this one does work on this tractor. where... Excuse me? Where did it go? I heard it say it delivered it. It made the delivery noise. Oh, maybe I had too much stuff in the way spread out. We can try that again. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Kept hitting the wrong button. Alright, let's see. We go here. Our plow is right there. We've already paid the delivery fee, so they should have delivered it. I think they did this time. Yep, there it is. This is kind of a big sucker, though. May end up having to upgrade. Folds up. Very nice. Now, what we want to do is we're going to go over here and straighten out this field where the trees were, so that we have a straight shot, especially since we have grass. Since we're going to be doing grass, it makes sense. I don't need to change the size of this field. It's already a good size. It's real close to the edge. Alright, so we're going to put on the steering assist. We'll lock in on this one. And we'll get like about right there. Create fields. And we'll drop the plow down. And let's see what we can do. Okay, we're going to move a little slow with this. We'll have to do a little deal with this. Back up just a little bit. I hope I'm still locked in now with that one. Let's lower. Oh, we're up against the pole. Now let's just do this kind of by hand here. Perfectly on 90 down there. And there we go. Now, the tricky part. Tricky, 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 tricky. Let's turn on. Now we're going to have to back in here. Perfecto. All right. That was a better job than what I did earlier, that's for sure. Now, let's... all the others have a little bit of land around them, so we're going to have to find... okay, there's grass. Come back here. Let's make it a... if we go down here, that's a little... I think if we just take and boom, then I think that will be perfectamundo. All right. That's a job done. Now we got another job. Let's drop this guy off. Jeez, I've got like 2 mowers here. Okay, we can sell our old plow that we've been using. Can sell that guy. Now, I would like to buy a new mower because this particular one, it's the Bednar Batwing. It is very cool. And let's see, can we change the colors? Make it massy red. Make the frame maybe silver. No. Maybe gray? Yeah, that kind of works. Detail color. Just leave that like that. I think that looks pretty cool as it is. And let's buy that. And then we do not need 3 mowers. We do not need this mower. And we do not need this mower. And we ultimately will get rid of the tedder and windrower too, because this mower windrows when it cuts. So we won't need the windrower. And then we oh, words are hard today. Actually, tonight. Yeah, we won't need a windrower because we have this to windrow. Now we are going to not hit the fence right there. I'm going to back up a bit. And we're going to toggle the work mode to mulcher. And we're going to do our steering assist. That's interesting. It doesn't go around any of the other, or it doesn't go around the other obstacles there. It only goes around that one. Lock it in place, turn it on, lower it, and away we go. Now this didn't take this long this morning when we did this, and I didn't jump cut, I just kind of talked through it, so if I run out of things to talk about, then I'll go ahead and do a jump cut for you. But I was talking about like some of the things we're going to try to do in the future with this farm. Probably want to do probably going to do some dairy cows. Well, we call it the farm. It's actually the ranch. I think we're definitely going to keep going with sheep and wool. Oh, tear it up, Mr. Skeeter. Alright, we'll continue with wool and cotton, making clothes. And so that means at some point we are going to have to add a cotton field, since we just destroyed our cotton field. I think that that's okay though. We'll just have to see what we can get our wool production up to. And we may use the cotton production in the winter and the wool production in the summer, so that we can basically have a year-round production. Although the bottom line is everything needs to keep running at full speed all through the summer and the winter, so that we can maximize our productions. So now I know, yep, there it is. I don't know why that wants to be off just a bit right there. Why the GPS wants to be off just a bit, I do not know. Sometimes I wonder if Courseplay would do a better job at some of these things. I haven't used Courseplay this year, or in this version of Farming Simulator. I used it in 22 some. Excuse me, had a cough. Alright, my OCD is getting the better of me. Let me get a drink of water here. That's a little better. Let's see if we can back into this now. That's the only thing. I like a mower. I would prefer a mower that is attached to the 3-point directly and not towed or trailed, because it's so much easier to manage these corners. But these mowers are just good mowers. Let's see, can we follow the line now and not leave anything behind? So it'll be a little bit different with the dairy cows and realistic livestock. And one thing I've thought about, I've noticed, in researching the realistic mod, I went and looked at the script and the code for it and everything, being that I'm a programmer guy. And one thing I noticed is that even beef cows will produce a little milk. Now, obviously, it's not the kind of milk produced by a dairy cow. But if we put our recovering cows from, beef cows in with our recovering dairy cows, where we are collecting the milk, then we'll get a little bit extra. And yeah, we'll be feeding them some TMR while we're feeding the dairy cows the TMR for their milk production. But that's all right. With the beef cows, you do not have to feed them TMR. You can just feed them grass. No, not grass. Sorry. Hay or silage. That gets you to 80%. and that's all you need. Now, they won't produce as much milk, manure, and slurry, but otherwise they're fine. And if we're going to run a dairy, of course, you're going to want to have a maximum amount of milk. And so for that, you're going to have the TMR so that you can maximize that. And then it won't hurt. You're not going to be, well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know how many beef cows we'll have that'll be birthing for the herd. Because mainly 100% every bull calf will be sold unless they have very, 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 very good stats. And then we'll keep them, and when they get big enough, we'll replace the older ones, and they can go into the sale as well. And then we will try to, if we have to limit the number of cows that we have, we'll limit that based on their quality. So we'll keep the highest quality ones, of course, and but for the most part we'll be keeping all of the cows and selling the bulls until, like I said, until we've filled our herd out. And then we'll just be ever so often we'll keep the best bull out of the pack, and we'll see what we can do from there. That's the interesting aspect that realistic livestock brings to the ranch is actual herd management. You know, strategy for growing the herd, the strategy for, you know, building your herd up, building a quality herd, and that sort of thing. So, you know, and I'm shooting for highest quality in every single category possible. I want to make, my goal is to have the finest of the finest, the creme de la creme, as they say, of beef cattle for Argentina. That's the challenge. That right there is the challenge. How do you do that? Sheep, it seems like they're a little bit easier because they just produce wool. And it's just the game of managing genetics and picking the best ones for the herd and that type of thing. And you pretty much hold on to everything until they reach a certain age. And that's another thing I need to go back and look at the mod. There's a certain age that their wool production will drop. And so we want to keep them till they hit that age. And then we want to replace them. And that may mean that we That may mean that we're replacing one. Well, that's I mean, again, words. If we have one that's aging out, that is one of our better breeders, better quality of genetics, then what do we do? Do we take the hit? It's only one animal or two, because it's just, we're talking about our mainly we're talking about our bulls, but I guess that would also apply to the cows, or in the case of the sheep, the sheep and the ram. It's going to be a learning experience. And like I said, we may thinking about doing the dairy cattle, bringing that in. We might bring in goats. If we bring in goats, we might as well bring in the water buffaloes too. But that's not the normal kind of thing around here. I mean, the sheep and the cows, those are typical for this area. And so that's going to be one of the things I need to decide if I want to just kind of stick true to the region, or if I want to forge new grounds. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I want to establish the sheep and cattle. And so once I get this planted in alfalfa, I'll probably start looking for another field to do cotton in, so that we can continue the clothing. Clothing will be our primary focus for a bit, because the sheep herd seems to be growing pretty fast, and so our cattle are not. They're a little slower in growth, but we're going to work on that. I'm going to maybe set up maybe a birthing pen, if you will. Pull the cows that are pregnant and put them into a separate pen, and then they can give birth, and then once they give birth, we can sort the babies and move them where they need to go. Oh, sorry, excuse me, I did another yawn. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. mean, my plan when I first started this series was just to build a beef herd and the sheep herd. I didn't even plan on the cotton, and with it being right next to here, there we go. I also thought I would go ahead and go to the start farm on this map and move there and move my ranch there and build it. But I've kind of gotten to where I like this little spot right here. So I am most likely not going to do that. I mean, I would have to be, that has that one humongous cornfield. Oh my God, I tried harvesting that once. Took forever. Excuse me. I am not a super patient person when it comes to that kind of stuff. I want to get some of that stuff done and move on to something else. I guess that's why I like some of the smaller fields, but and maps with smaller fields, like a lot of the Polish maps and stuff. Those tend to be more of my favorites. But I've been trying to expand my horizon some, and these bigger fields are really going to do it. Takes a little bit bigger equipment than I usually run, but I don't know. Here to have fun, and learn. I wanted to learn about the realistic stuff, because the realistic livestock mod, because I tried it before and I watched a couple of people do some series on that, and it kind of looked interesting, but it also, they didn't cover some of the aspects that I've already run into, like the sheep only producing wool in certain times of the year. I did run into that with the milk and got frustrated because they only produce milk after they've had a baby. Imagine that. Cows don't produce milk 24/7, 7 days a week, unless they've had a baby, and then it will dwindle off, and so they have to have another baby. And so then while you're waiting on the baby to be born, there's no milk coming from that one cow, so you have to keep a kind of a rotation going, if you really can't control nature. So, oh man, excuse me, it's not quite that late yet for me. But we're almost done with this, which is about where I was at when the computer crashed. Well, not the computer crashed, but the game crashed. Except this time I did have to take some breaks earlier when I was recording earlier. Had some interruptions, but I haven't had any here. So we can't plant till August, so we're probably just going to take it nice and slow. The next thing we want to do with this field is we probably will lime it, and then fertilize it, and seed it, probably what we'll do is we'll go ahead and lime it, and then we'll cultivate it, and then seed it, and then come back and fertilize it afterwards. I think when it comes to grass, the automatic fertilizing does not really doesn't really kick in at like a lower rate based on what type of crop it is. I think it's just the blanket amount. Or just a default amount. We are stirring up the dust there, man. Let me tell you. Oh, jeez, if I don't quit yawning. Something else that I may do for this playthrough series that I haven't been doing is the animal dealer is just right across the street over there, and so it would be, hey, there were lines around that for the header. Headlands, I mean. Anyway, squirrel. Chasing a rabbit. And we may start using trailers and hauling. But then when you get into such a large operation, it does make it difficult to move a whole bunch at one time. It may be easier just to keep paying the fee. But that's something we can look at. I definitely think that long term we will be moving those pins up there and putting them and kind of rearranging and rebuilding and all that. Those were just temporary to get us started. So we'll probably start by putting in a decent sized birthing barn. And I don't know what happens if, with the realistic livestock, if you're at maximum capacity and your cows are having calves. In the base game, they just don't have calves. There's a mod that will track how many of the newborns that overflow and automatically sell those at newborn prices. So I just don't know. That would be a good reason to have a decent sized birthing barn. Yeah, I don't know. Little by little, we'll get this figured out. If you have any suggestions, thoughts about anything, it would be really nice to, if you left something in the comments, tell me what you think about what I should do with that stuff. Maybe include some of your either real life experience or game experience, whatever. I'll take anything. Anything that'll help. And I'll look forward to reading any comments that y'all leave. Lets me know what you like and what you don't like and that kind of thing. And if there's anything that I need to add or change or do differently or whatever, then the only way I know is if I get feedback from you guys. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep sitting here playing this game the way I play, and hopefully you like it. Boy, this is taking a while. Can you imagine how long it would have taken if we were using the first mower that we had? I think this makes one pass for every at least 2.5 that the other one made, if not 3. If I don't stop yawning, I am going to have to go to bed after I finish this recording. Problem that we have is our living room TV just died. I mean, can't really complain too much. It's over 8 years old. But old habits are hard to break. I'd like to go sit in the living room and turn the TV on and just kind of halfway watch some binge watching episode or binge watchable series, and then excuse me, then finally go to bed, sometimes fall asleep on the couch. Oh, right. Job done. Now, there is one thing I was going to do that I didn't do in the last one. Now, I did pick out a barn and I put it up in the last one. I may save that for the next episode. It took a while to find the right one, but I know which one I want now. So it won't take that long, and I may get a couple of them instead of just the one. Excuse me. All right. When we get going, we won't need that windrower there either. Or the tedder. Eventually we're going to use up all this fertilizer here. And I'm going to switch to a liquid, I think. Alright, what was I going to do? Oh, wait. Yep. want to rent a piece of equipment from the shop. It's going to be, I think, down here in miscellaneous. This guy right here. I do not know. And it falls down. I'm just going to lease it. I do not know if the rocks at the back of the property are breakable or not, but we're about to find out. Now, boy. Excuse me. Put that on there with, oh, that's, oh, ow, ow, oh, okay, okay. Get on there. Man, I keep coughing. Okay, let's ride down there and see if these are breakable rocks or not. It will be nice if they are. Oh man, excuse me. Let's take the tension belt off. And let's put this down here. No, how do we use this now? I don't know how we use this guy. Well, that's not. That is still. Oh. Oh. That was nice. Okay. Ah. We'll have to come back down here with the Oh, where'd it go? Very cool. I've never done that before with this. Obviously. We'll have some... I'll put this on the front here. Well, pick it up, set it down, and strap it. And jump for joy. That's what happens when you hit the wrong button. That's a pretty decent amount of rocks there. Good way to get rid of them. I'll have to get a bucket and a trailer that can carry the rocks up here to my stone crusher lime producer thing. Alright, let's return that. We can return. Return. Alright, I think we have probably done enough for this episode. What do you think? I think let's take a quick look at the heating facility. It's full of the wood chips. Granny's knitwear has quite a bit of cotton left, but no wool. Industrial sawmill, it's down to 12,000. Out of stones, but have plenty of lime. Now, one thing I need to do, I can go in here and apply all monitors. There we go. See, they produce 279 liters a day of milk if they were in a barn that would allow milk. So, like I said, this looks like the end of a good place to end for the episode. I think yeah, things are kind of moving a little slow, but I think we're getting stuff accomplished and moving forward. And so I think at some point it's going to hit a rhythm and just take off, and it'll be more than we can deal with. But for now, we just started small and we're growing. So if you haven't already, if you would subscribe to the channel, and if you would click the like button, and if you want to get notified when new episodes drop from any of my series, you can click that notification bell and you'll get notified anything new, or a community post or anything like that. And if you'd leave any comments, I look forward to hearing from you. And I hope y'all have a really great rest of your day. Appreciate your time, and I would just like to say Cousin Skeeter saying bye-bye for now.